Thank you, Reverend Will Hall, and congratulations on your 5th anniversary in your pastoral ministry. Our hearts and prayers go out to the Jamel Roberson family as we see fires raging on the West Coast and snowstorms coming on the East Coast. Let us be mindful and prayerful for all of those in need. Our families need your prayers. I want to thank the Reverend A.R. Leak and Mrs. Leak for their services this past week. Last night, we went over to see 2 persons to be interned. One of our neighbors, Brother Ramsey Lewis III, he has taken flight and has his wings. And the Lambert family. It just so happened that on this past week, on November 14th, I came to the realization after being here on last Saturday when I was approached to understand that one of our supporters and organizers here had his daughter slain in a murder-suicide on the Thursday before. And it was on this past Thursday, on the 14th, when I was asking a person that does some work for me in painting if they could do a job, and they said no, I couldn't because they had to go to a funeral on this Friday to bury their son. Now, what's on my heart today as I think of Jamel Roberson is all of this trauma, all of this pain, the children that are left behind. Brothers and sisters, we have to teach our children some character and some value education. This murder has to stop. It was on this past Thursday, the 14th, that I realized I knew both fathers of both of the children that had been killed in a murder-suicide. The father of the daughter and the father of the son in a murder-suicide. When my father and I were at the A.R. Lake Funeral Home yesterday, the amount of people that came up to us and said, my nephew, my son, my grandson was murdered. I had a talk with the undertaker, Mr. Leak, yesterday. He said, Jonathan, 30 years ago, these were persons that were shot, that were involved in some gang violence and activities. Today, what Mr. A.R. Leak is seeing is random shootings of persons that are getting killed. And I said, Mr. Leak, what is the solution? He says, we need some character and value education. We have to value our lives. Jamel Roberson, young man, a member of Reverend J. Derrick Anderson's church, one of our long-serving members, an outstanding pastor. His former musician was working security in Robbins, Illinois, breaking up a fight. Think about that for a moment. Why do you have to break up a fight in a nightclub? Don't you go to a club to enjoy yourself? Now, as for me, if I go into a place to enjoy myself and they have too much security, I'm going the other way. When I went into Popeyes and saw this security glass and I'm on the other side, I said, no, I need the glass. If this restaurant is this dangerous, I'm not going in it. Brother Roberson went to work as a security guard and people are in there fighting in a club. He pulls out a gun to stop, and then we're going to ask for a complete investigation by the Illinois State Police and the authorities. We want to get to the bottom and seek justice for Jamel. Now, brothers and sisters, we have to stop all this gun carrying and gun toting. And I can't help but think about 30 years ago when my friend Billy, approaching Thanksgiving weekend, our class was shocked to hear that his stepfather, when we were in high school, killed our classmate over an argument about taking out the garbage. I mean, it's violence all around us. I spoke with my classmates, Brother Carrington Carter, in the Washington, D.C. area. The 2 young men that shot his son and killed him, that had been identified, the man that knew the murderers wouldn't testify against them. So let us get prepared for the holiday season of giving and sharing and caring. Let our words, our tone in our words, reflect our Christ-like nature. And if we can't get along, turn away. Let's not come and repeat this violence. I'm going to ask the Reverend Will Hall to come back and we've got an outstanding oratorical speech that you're about to hear. And it was this day, 1 year ago, that my father came forward with his announcement of Parkinson. And I want to say 365 days later, we thank God that he is strengthening and staying with his protocol. 365 days later, the Reverend has Parkinson's on the run. 365 days later, he is here in his rightful place and strong and looking good. And 365 days, we thank God for his continued service.